Hi, welcome back to Growth Catalyst Hub. Today is day 11 of the 30-day program of Turbocharge Your Career. On day 11 today, we are going to look at the question and we are going to try to answer that, which is vexing for everyone of career aspirants. Why is it that I'm not getting called for the interview? And more importantly, how do I ensure that I get called for that interview? Please tell me that. That's a question on top of everybody's mind, whoever is aspiring for another career, shift from one job to another. And how do we answer that question? What are the ingredients which ensure that your resume stands out and you get called for that career interview? That's what we are going to cover in this session. Watch the entire video fully. Here we go. One thing that separates resumes of the people who get the interview calls and those who don't get is those who get the interview calls typically focus on achievements and accomplishments in their resume compared to those who don't get this call. I would have seen a number of resumes as a part of interviewing team in various companies that I worked. So when I look at the resume, typically what am I looking for? I want to look and imagine the person. In the 8 seconds, 10 seconds, I get to glance through the resume. What am I trying to do? I try to imagine, will this person, if I selected him or her, come and do a great job in my company or the company that I'm selecting this person for? That's what I'm trying to imagine. That is made easier if the person talks about accomplishment rather than simply responsibilities. So this is a broad guideline. What are the things that needs to go in terms of talking that achievements, talking that accomplishment? That's what we are going to look at in today's video. Start with the basics. One, why should we highlight achievements? Simple. Listing your responsibilities tells the recruiter what your job was, but it doesn't tell how well you perform those jobs. Suppose you say that I was responsible for the project execution. Very good. But I don't want to know that you were responsible for project execution. I want to know what you did by executing that project. How did your company benefit because you executed the project somebody else? Tell me that. That's what I want to know. And hence, if you focus just on the responsibilities, you miss out telling the recruiter who's scanning your resume what you did. By focusing on achievements, by focusing on accomplishments, you are able to give a very clear picture of your capabilities. And I can imagine, if I'm the recruiter, imagine very well, what would it be like to have you in my team, in my company? So it shifts the focus from what you were responsible to what you delivered and therefore what you can deliver in the future. So that's the key reason why anyone should highlight achievements. Suppose you say that I was responsible for managing a sales team. Compare this with, I led a sales team that exceeded revenue by 20% for 3 quarters. What sounds better? Obviously the second one, because it makes your achievement leap out, and I can very well imagine how it would be having you in my team. Obviously, if you can make that magic in your team, you can make that magic happen in my team as well. So I want you already. That's why you should highlight achievements. The second thing that people typically wonder about is, what are the metrics that we should use to quantify achievements? How should I quantify metrics? For example, if I'm directly in a numbers-based position, numbers-based role, let's say sales or marketing, it's much easier for that person to quantify the achievements. Very, very easy to say that, okay, I achieved sales, 10% more sales last year compared to the previous year. Easy. What do I do if I'm not in a sales role? How do I make the same accomplishments coming out loud and clear, and what metrics should I use? Let's take a step back and look at what we do in any company. What is our role? To my mind, there are only 2 roles in any company. Fundamentally, there is only one role, that is of ensuring the company runs profitably. Anyone who's joining any company ensures that the company runs profitably. Even if somebody were to join non-profit organization, the role of the person is to ensure that the company runs very well. It's not focused on profits, but unless it runs well, unless it gets funds, it won't run at all. So in a profit-based organization, it's even more important that the role of everyone, whether it is a CEO or the peon in the company, is only one: the company runs profitably. How does the company profit? Either you get more sales or you cut costs and save costs. Either you get more sales in quickly, lesser time, or you save costs or save operational time so that it results in saving costs. The another dimension could be a customer focused dimension where you say that, okay, as a customer representative, I ensure that the customer satisfaction improved by 10%, improved by 30%, so that the stickiness of the customers improved and the stickiness resulted in higher sales for me, higher profitability for me, lower costs for me. It will come back to any of these dimensions, but the critical dimension is one of numbers, either top line or bottom line, or any of the parameters which ensures process efficiency improvement. It could be that I did this job, which normally used to take 3 weeks, in 3 days. By implementing this software, by implementing this change, by training the team, so that this becomes a cost saving for the company. So the metrics are very simple: a top line metric or a bottom line metric, or any metric which moves any of these two metrics. I trained people in sales so that they can sell more. I train people in production so that they can cut costs. I train people in production so that they can do it faster, so that they can cut costs, so that they can sell more in shorter time. These are the metrics that you need to think about and ensure that your achievements are spoken in that light. The next one is talking about your leadership and talking about your initiatives. All of us, I believe that all of us, whichever capability, whichever capacity that we work in, take some initiatives. It's just that we don't remember it. It's just that we don't think that as a big initiative. Only big initiatives are thought of, remembered, and therefore put in the resume. But whatever initiative you have taken, whatever small leadership positions you have taken, leadership roles you have done, and remember that leadership is not about the title, leadership is about the action you take as a leader of the team, even if you are not designated as the leader of the team. Remember that. It's an important one. So the action that you have taken in terms of initiative, the action that you have taken as a leader of team or a project or a client initiative and so on and so forth, that has to be mentioned in the resume. And today, we are all looking for leaders. Today, we are all looking for people who can take the initiative and move my company. And that is why I'm looking at resumes. So those words, those actions, those accomplishments have to be clearly highlighted in your resume so that people can relate to you being in a position to take initiative when you join my company. The other thing is ensuring that you showcase any award, any recognition that you have got. Sometimes people forget that they have got awards. It could be 3 years back, it could be 2 years back. It's okay. It shows the recruiter that you were recognized in your company. It shows the recruiter that you took that extra effort to be worthy of receiving this award. It's important. So please put it up. Please showcase all the awards. Please showcase all the recognitions. For example, I've seen resumes which say that I exceeded my number by, let's say, 10% in my previous job. Okay. And sometimes when I do interview them, I find out that they were the salesman of the year, or they were the most important person of the year, the market research person of the year. Why don't we talk about that? That's important. Very important. So if you were the salesman of the year, if you were the production person of the year, if you were the customer representative of the year or the quarter, please talk about that along with how much you saved for the company. That clearly showcases what you were capable of, what you did, and how the company recognized you. A lot of times, people showcase only the hard skills. They talk about, For example, I'm good in Python, I'm good in Java, I'm good in this, good in that, and so on. All are hard skills. But in today's environment, today's world, I'm not looking for, recruiters are not looking for people only with hard skills. People are looking for those with both hard skills as well as soft skills. Communication is a soft skill. Team leading, soft skill. Leadership, soft skill. Initiative, ability to take initiative, soft skill. If you don't have the soft skill, how can you exhibit these hard skills? Impossible, right? So recruiters are looking for a combination of both, and many times only hard skills are highlighted in the resume. Soft skills are very, very underplayed. It's important to ensure, even in a technical resume, even if you are applying for a programmer job where hard skills are a lot more important, even in such cases, it's important that you highlight your soft skills so that it's balanced and recruiter knows that you are capable. The question then is, how do you quantify your soft skills? Very difficult to quantify soft skills, but you can illustrate examples. For example, I resolved customer complaints by identifying product issues, by collaborating with engineering teams to implement the timely fixes, which improved customer retention by 10%. Now that illustrates what you did, gives me the accomplishment that finally you were able to achieve. It also tells me how you went about it. What are the soft skills you deployed in the process of going about and ensuring that your company benefits? Now use specific examples in your resume so that your soft skills are highlighted along with the hard skills, and along with that, the accomplishments are highlighted. When you talk about highlighting the soft skill, highlight the relevant soft skills. Don't talk about everything. For instance, I can think of a UX designer who applied for a role that emphasized collaboration with developers. And that was a ask given in the application, the job role itself, job description itself. So she made sure that she highlighted the experience of working closely with cross-functional teams. So she gave and illustrated examples of how she worked with different cross-functional teams, how she was able to deliver quantified numbers delivered by working with cross-functional team 1, what she did, cross-functional team 2, what she did, cross-functional team 3, what she did, and delivered different projects in different time dimensions and cost dimensions. This illustration ensures that when the recruiter looks at, and for the recruiter, if for that job, working with different teams is a very important criteria, that recruiter will definitely find this application, this resume, a lot more relevant compared to any other resumes, because this resumes has illustrated with the example of how she went about doing it compared to anything else. Coming to summarizing what we learned today in today's video. 1, shift your focus to achievements rather than just talking about responsibilities. Quantify with relevant metrics. It could be a cost metric, it could be a time metric, it could be a process efficiency metric, it could be number of people that you led metric, it could be customer satisfaction metric. Ensure that you talk about your leadership, your initiative, your problem solving, and your teamwork whenever you have done it. Example, along with example, you illustrate that. Ensure that you showcase soft skills, and accordingly, depending on what has been asked for in the job description, you highlight those soft skills a lot more compared to other soft skills. And ensure that your resume is a good mix of your hard skills as well as your soft skills, and illustrate your soft skill with examples. When you do this, when you create this kind of resume, it ensures that you grab the attention of the recruiter. And coming back to answering the question that we started this session with, which is, how do I ensure that I get called for that interview? This is how you ensure that your resume stands out. This is how you ensure that your resume gets called out for that interview. Wishing you all the very best so that you get called for the interview. Wishing you all the very best in your career advancement. See you in our next episode. Please like and subscribe to the channel Growth Catalyst Hub. See you.